corner, a mixed martial artist holding an undefeated professional record. 23 wins, no losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, presenting the #2 ranked lightweight contender in the world, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov!
What made Khabib so unstoppable inside the cage? Was it just wrestling or something far more terrifying? Why did elite fighters like Conor McGregor and Dustin Gaethje look completely helpless once he grabbed them? There was a hidden system behind his dominance, a chain of techniques so suffocating that opponents knew what was coming, yet still couldn't stop it. From cage pressure to brutal ground control, Khabib didn't just win fights, he broke fighters mentally and physically. So what exactly were these techniques that made him one of the most feared champions in MMA history? Pressure to cage calms takedown entry. One of the most fundamental and terrifying techniques used by Khabib is his relentless forward pressure to force opponents toward the cage, followed by a perfectly timed takedown entry. Khabib doesn't rush blindly. Instead, he throws looping overhands and aggressive strikes, not necessarily to knock out his opponent, but to make them retreat. As the opponent backs up, they eventually hit the cage, which removes their mobility and escape angles. This is exactly when Khabib shoots for the legs, often catching them off guard while their hands are high in defense. He used this strategy effectively against Conor McGregor, where McGregor was constantly forced backward, limiting his striking game. The key to applying this technique is controlled aggression, cutting off angles, forcing reactions, and attacking the legs when the opponent is compromised. This cage pressure system is not just physical but psychological, exhausting opponents mentally before the takedown even happens. Low single leg takedown. The low single leg takedown is one of Khabib's fastest and most efficient weapons when shooting in open space. Unlike traditional double legs, this technique involves dropping levels quickly and targeting one leg, usually below the knee, making it difficult for opponents to sprawl effectively. Khabib often sets this up with feints or light strikes to distract his opponent before diving in. Once he grabs the leg, he keeps his head tight to the opponent's body, maintaining balance and minimizing damage from strikes. A great example of this can be seen in his fight against Al Iaquinta, where Khabib repeatedly used low singles to control the fight. To apply this technique, a fighter must focus on speed, timing, and positioning, entering quickly, securing the leg, and driving forward to destabilize the opponent. This move is especially effective because it forces even elite strikers into grappling exchanges where Khabib dominates. Khabib's chain wrestling ability is what makes him nearly unstoppable once he initiates contact. If his first takedown attempt fails, he doesn't stop. He immediately transitions to another technique, such as switching from a double leg to a single leg, then to a trip or body lock. This constant transition overwhelms opponents who cannot reset or defend effectively. Against Rafael dos Anjos, Khabib showcased this beautifully, chaining multiple takedown attempts until success was inevitable. The key to this technique is persistence and adaptability. Just one move, but flowing between options based on the opponent's reaction. Fighters looking to replicate this must drill transitions endlessly, ensuring smooth movement between techniques. Khabib's chain wrestling is less about one perfect move and more about relentless pressure and technical fluidity, making it one of the most effective grappling systems in MMA history. Bear hug control from the back. The bear hug is one of Khabib's signature control positions, especially when he manages to get behind his opponent near the cage. In this position, he locks his hands tightly around the opponent's waist using a gable grip, applying crushing pressure on the thoracic spine. This restricts breathing, movement, and balance. Khabib used this technique extensively against Abel Trujillo, where he dominated with repeated takedowns. To apply this technique, a fighter must stay tight, keep chest-to-back contact, and apply downward pressure while controlling the hips. From here, Khabib can execute trips, lifts, or slams, The beauty of the bear hug lies in its control. It drains the opponent's energy while giving Khabib multiple offensive options. It's not just about holding, it's about breaking the opponent's will through constant pressure and control. Leg trips and off-balancing. Once Khabib secures a clinch or bear hug, he often uses leg trips to bring his opponent to the ground. These trips involve hooking or blocking the opponent's leg while simultaneously pushing or pulling their upper body in the opposite direction. This creates imbalance, making it easy to complete the takedown. A clear example can be seen in his fight with Pat Healy, where Khabib repeatedly used trips to dominate positioning. To apply this technique, timing is crucial. You must feel the opponent's weight distribution and attack when they are off balance. Khabib excels at this because of his grappling sensitivity and experience. These trips are highly efficient because they require less energy than explosive takedowns while still achieving the same result. They are a perfect example of Khabib's technical mastery and understanding of balance. Ground and pound from mount. Once Khabib achieves mount position, his ground and pound becomes one of the most devastating aspects of his game. From mount, he maintains tight control by locking his legs and keeping his weight centered, preventing escapes. He then delivers relentless punches, forcing opponents to cover up. This was evident in his fight against Edson Barboza, where he dominated with strikes. The key to this technique is balance and posture, staying heavy while maintaining the ability to strike effectively. Khabib also reads his opponent's reactions. If they defend strikes, he transitions to submissions. This makes his ground and pound not just brutal but strategic. Fighters attempting this must focus on control first, then damage, ensuring they don't lose position while attacking. The Russian triangle is a unique technique where Khabib traps both of his opponent's legs, using his own legs, creating a tight triangle. This immobilizes the opponent's lower body, making it nearly impossible to escape or stand up. Khabib used this effectively against Conor McGregor, where he controlled him against the cage while delivering strikes. A fighter must thread one leg over both of the opponent's legs and lock it behind the knee, securing the trap. This position allows for sustained ground and pound while eliminating the opponent's mobility. It's a perfect example of Khabib's innovation, combining control and offense in a way that few fighters can replicate. Top crucifix position. The top crucifix is one of Khabib's most brutal control positions. In this technique, he traps one of the opponent's arms with his legs while controlling the other with his upper body, leaving them unable to defend strikes. This creates a scenario where Khabib can deliver unanswered punches. He used variations of this control in multiple fights, showcasing his dominance. To apply this technique, a fighter must isolate an arm, trap it with their legs, and apply pressure to immobilize the opponent. The key is maintaining tight control while striking efficiently. This position is devastating because it removes all defensive options, making it one of the most feared positions in MMA. Back control with hooks and rear naked choke. Khabib's ability to take the back and secure hooks is a crucial part of his finishing game. Once he gets behind his opponent, he inserts his legs hooks to control their hips and prevent escape. From there, he looks for the rear naked choke. This was famously used to finish Conor McGregor. To apply this technique, a fighter must maintain tight chest-to-back contact, control the opponent's hands, and patiently work for the choke. Khabib often forces opponents into this position through ground and pound, making them turn away. This technique highlights his ability to transition from control to submission seamlessly. Khabib's submission awareness is evident in his ability to transition from a triangle choke to an armbar when necessary. If the opponent defends the triangle by positioning their arm incorrectly, Khabib adjusts by extending into an armbar. He demonstrated this adaptability against Dustin Gaethje, finishing with a triangle choke setup. To apply this technique, a fighter must recognize defensive reactions and transition. The key is flexibility and control, keeping the opponent trapped while adjusting submissions. This technique shows Khabib's intelligence and versatility, proving he's not just a wrestler but a complete mixed martial artist